there, I'm Kevin Devine and this is Devine Encounters. London is the centre for the UK's creative industries, from film, television and radio to theatre, music and advertising. So that means each and every day, lots of stars walk through the streets on their way to work. So I'm on a mission to bump into as many of these celebrities as possible and have unplanned, unscripted chats with them to find out what they're up to. So if you love spotting stars, you're going to love Devine Encounters. So one of the good things about this wee job is just occasionally, as well as spotting celebs you've never met before, you sometimes get to spot people that you've worked with and get a wee surprise. Mr. Mills. Sorry, you're on the phone, bud. Okay. Mr. Mills, how are you doing?
Oh, Mr. Handicap here.
Mr. Handicap, we have been out in the prowl for celebs, and here we spot somebody I know and work with. How are you doing, bud?
Very good, very good. Nice to see you.
What brings you to London today?
Don't you know? Oh, hey, this is a good, revelatory moment.
Go on then.
This restaurant here belongs to, I'd love to say myself and my wife, but it's really all my wife's doing. I just come to eat all the profits, you know, so I just call in to check everything's ticking over all right. Called Taito, Soho.
Oh, come on.
Middle of Theatreland.
Too much of a plug. We're usually looking for work-related things and things.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose technically it is work-related.
Yeah. So. And Nikki summed it up, that's my wife, perfectly. She said every night in here is a bit like going to the theatre, because you don't know when the door's open, you don't know who's coming in, you don't know what problems are going to be created, and at the end of it, what you want to hear is people going out and saying, oh, that was great, I really enjoyed it. And you think, oh, great, roll on tomorrow.
Obviously, we've met through broadcasting and things, but is this a wee sideline now? Are you becoming a restaurateur?
No. See, the great irony of seeing you and bumping into you is I do a radio show with Michael Groth. Now, I replaced Michael Groth on That's Live. You replaced me on That's Live. So it's 6 degrees of separation. So
getting a bit too close to family now. So what else are you up to broadcasting-wise just now?
I do a radio show called The AM Show. Goes out on Global City Radio. It's an internet radio station, and you can download and listen to it. One of the most downloaded shows on the internet at this moment, I would like to point out.
Very good.
And I work for a cruise TV, or cruise.tv, cruisefirst.tv. I've only been there a week, so it take me a while to get used to the name. Cruisefirst.tv, and that's like cruise holidays around the world. You know, and it's just, if you've never been on one, and I hadn't until recently, I was thinking, oh, it's going to be very old and sort of dated, but not at all. It was trendy, it was fun, it was great food, great atmosphere, and nothing can live up to looking over your shoulder and seeing 100 dolphins leaping through the water next to you. Just amazing.
That sounds fantastic.
Oh, it was.
More of a leisure style programme then.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, people sort of say, oh, you're doing, shopping telly, and I go, no, aspirational lifestyle TV.
But you've mentioned things there. Obviously, we met through a programme that was long running for 20 odd years on the show and things, and you're right, I did, you moved on, I came in as your replacement and things. What else have you done outside of That's Life since then, Adrian?
Oh my God, where have I been? It's a mixture, because you know as well as I do that you can be flavour of the month one day, and then the next moment it's like, Cheryl Cole is a prime example at this moment in time.
She'll be back.
Oh, she'll be back. But you've got to make a decision based on, as my boss used to say, think with your head, react with your heart, but go with your gut instinct. And sometimes you think, no, I'm being stitched up, or it's not going to work for me. But if you don't do it, and I've got a great expression which somebody told me years ago, better to regret something you've done than something you haven't. And if you don't like it, you don't have to go back. But there'd be nothing worse than not doing something and then seeing it becoming a great success and you're not involved.
Because one thing, obviously I do know this about you, but you didn't start out as a presenter. You started out as an actor.
I did. I trained at the Rose Bruford College of Speech and Drama down in Sidcup in Kent, way back in the 70s. Thank you for reminding me. and then it was a mixture. It was like, children's theatre, repertory theatre, Scarborough, York, Liverpool, London, and then you start to get a few breaks. And I'd love to say That's Life is my biggest break, but it's not, because the biggest break I ever had was I was cast in Doctor Who, and as a kid, I loved Doctor Who.
Hang on, Doctor Who present? Or
I wasn't in a Dalek.
No, right, okay, but we're not talking current Doctor Who, we're talking the previous.
Oh, we're talking Peter Davison era.
Sure.
So around about to early 80s, yeah? And for me, as an actor, it was the absolute pinnacle. And the irony is that very, very recently, the BBC have brought it out on DVD. It's called Kinder, and it's I play a character called Aris, and they brought it out on DVD. And what's hysterical about it is that people are now phoning me up and sort of saying, would you like to do an interview about a job I did 1982? Sure. Although when I did do it, all over body tan, beads around my neck, wrapped round skirt, running around the jungle like, kill the doctor, right? And I was so proud, don't laugh.
And you trained for how long at drama school to do this?
3 years, it was a waste of money. And at the end of it, I thought, I've got to phone my dad, he'll be so proud. I said, Dad, what did you think? And he said, I thought you looked like Joan Collins. And I thought, thanks, Dad, I really appreciate it. Yeah.
I think we need to dig this clip out from someone to review this.
Honestly, if you go onto, you're on YouTube, yeah? Go onto YouTube and type in Bite Back Doctor Who, and up comes a little sort of example of my fine acting ability. Somebody wrote in and said, how can he possibly be a native from a million light years away when he laughs I can see all his fillings? All right, fair point.
But that was the old style Doctor Who.
Yeah.
The new style's got CGI and things.
Oh yeah, well I mean, we had a snake in it that was like 200 foot tall, and it was amazing at the time, but you look at it now, it's the naffest thing you've ever seen in your life. But what they've done, they put CGI next to it as to how it could have been.
Yeah.
But it's a different thing altogether.
So, Doctor Who acting, any of the soaps?
Brookside, was in Brookside, played a footballer called Cunningham with, do you remember Terry and Barry?
I do.
I had to break Terry's legs and Barry beat me up.
Give us a Scouse accent again.
Are you Kevin Devine? What you doing here in London? Why aren't you back home? Over the border? Scotland? It's not bad.
It's not bad. I have to say that is pretty convincing.
Hey.
And all this back. Have you got any ambitions to get back onto stage or into theatre?
Well, you know as well as I do, the best fun we ever had, we did a pantomime together in Cardiff.
But we're going back.
We're going back a long time. But but you see, you think to yourself, I've left it behind. And sometimes it's tinged with a bit of sadness because my drama teacher, who's now, late 60s, such a brilliant guy called George Panther. And he said, Adrian, I loved watching you on the TV. He said, but I have one regret. You should have stuck with the acting. You were a good actor. And I came away and I thought, well, that's a compliment. But I felt really quite down about it because you think, well, yeah, what would I have been? I'd have been a policeman in the Bill. I know it. Everybody was.
I think that's one of the things you had to go through if you were in drama school.
Yeah. And I go and see a few shows nowadays and I think, well, actually, wouldn't it be nice to be on that stage? But the truth of the matter is, I used to do a show and after about 4 or 5 weeks, I'd think, I'm a bit bored now, and maybe I'm a bit shallow in that respect. Perhaps I haven't milked everything out of the character, but I much preferred live TV. You do it, it's done, it's gone, move on.
Forget about it. Okay.
Go for lunch, that's the idea.
Talking about lunch, one final thing just before we go, can we find you on the internet this weather? Have you got any Facebook, Twitter?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, but I keep getting all these people saying, will you be my friend? I'm new to Facebook. And I go, well, who are you? There's other Adrian Millses on there. But
you never were very good with technology.
No, AdrianMills.com is a very fine website for my good self.
That's the website. And what's the next thing we're going to see you in? Is it going to be the radio show?
The radio show is a weekly show, and we've just gone into our second year now, and and we're hoping for good things with it because it's fun and it's with a mate, and it's like chatting with you now. It's easy, sure. So that's fun. The cruise program, I'm there for a year, so who knows? You just keep beating your head against the wall and hope that eventually the wall gives in. But in the meantime, come and have some lunch.
Are we being invited here officially?
Oh, and I suppose discount, Yeah.
Now, as a Scotsman, that really appeals to me. Discount.